The Lakers win game 2 against the Wolves, and they proved why they are going to beat the Timberwolves in this series. LeBron James stepped up defensively. Luka Doncic was incredible once again. The Lakers win a rock fight in game 2, and we're breaking it all down next on The Big Lead. What is up, and welcome to The Big Lead. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. If you're new to the channel, The Big Lead's the hottest stories in sports. Do a lot of Lakers, a lot of LA sports teams, because that is where our studio is located. And of course, we represent the purple and gold here. So we'll be talking about the Lakers extensively on this show. And it was a much better performance from the Lakers in game 2. They win 94-85 to even the series. And this was a Lakers team that showed up ready to play. This is a Lakers team that went from playing like it was a preseason game in October in game 1 to like it was the NBA Finals game 7 in game 2. A team that was ready to prove that they do have a chance to make a run during these playoffs. And the Timberwolves, to their credit, they've gotten off to a good start. They're athletic, they're big, they're physical. You have Anthony Edwards, who's continuing to emerge, but there's no reason why this Lakers team can't win the rest of the games in this series, can't advance, and can't compete for an NBA title. I think that last night we saw that this Lakers team, and my first big takeaway, is just because they're undersized, just because they don't have a playable center, essentially, because Jackson Hayes, for the second straight game, he wasn't good. He wasn't good at all. I mean, he comes in the game and 2 points, 1 rebound, 9 minutes. I mean, he had 5 fouls. Jackson Hayes is unplayable. And I think when you look at where this Lakers team is, and the big takeaways from all this is that they can win a game even when they're undersized. And last night, you saw this Lakers team, despite being undersized, they won the battle of the boards. They out-rebounded the Wolves 41-34. Another thing you saw, too, was they were aggressive in defending the three. They weren't passive. They weren't laid back. They weren't giving them all these extra looks. You saw them closing. You saw them recovering. You saw them switching the ball when they were pushing back to half court, essentially, the way they were attacking the shooters. You weren't seeing the same quality looks from Minnesota. And they go from going 21-42 in game 1 to 5 for 25 in game 2. A much better job defensively from the Lakers in game 2. And JJ Redick, he talked about the difference between game 1 and game 2 and how the adjustments were really just effort and going out there and being the team that they know they are.
We were very physical tonight, as were they. I think, playoffs require a different level. And like I said pregame, it took us about 2.5 quarters in game 1 to get to that level of physicality.
And he mentions the level of physicality. I think that started with LeBron James. LeBron absolutely set the tone defensively. The Lakers give 117 points to the Wolves in game 1. And we know that that was a performance that was led by Naz Reid and Jaden McDaniels and guys just shooting out of their minds. But in game 2, LeBron James, he was flying all over the floor. He was protecting the rim because they needed help in the paint. He was defending against Anthony Edwards on the perimeter. After Jackson Hayes was subbed out, after he picked up the 2 fouls, LeBron said, I'm going to do this. No one else can help me? Fine. I'll get the job done myself. 40-year-old LeBron getting the job done himself. And yes, people are pointing to the fact that in 40 minutes, finished with 21 points, 11 rebounds, a block, and a steal. But his steal late in the game, under 3 minutes to play. The Wolves, they're mounting a run. They can cut it to 7. LeBron, he sniffs out Anthony Edwards near midcourt, steals the ball, and then he makes a layup in transition. And I think that was the biggest sequence of the game that really put the nail in the coffin for the Wolves on the night. That breakaway layup, it pushed the lead back to double digits. And it was a humongous momentum swing. And here was LeBron James after the game, just talking about stepping up and embracing that it's the playoffs. And you got to be ready for a fight, right? The regular season, it's different. The regular season, it's matchups, it's adjustments. It's, okay, let's jersey swap after the game and dap each other up. The playoffs is a back alley brawl. And you got to be ready for a rock fight, and you got to be ready for a physical style against this team. That was the most physical game I've seen the Lakers play all season, really for the last couple of years. And it led to a win where they held a Minnesota team to under 90 points. Big credit to the Lakers. But here's LeBron James' reaction to the Lakers' big Game 2 win.
We understood that it was a playoff game. I think that's the difference. I mean, that's what it's going to take. They play hard as hell. We got to play hard as hell. They play with a lot of intensity. We got to match their intensity. So, I mean, it's going to be like this all series. Hostile environment, but we got to come in with the same mindset as we had tonight. Understanding it's a playoff game. No possessions we can take off. We got to play with intensity, energy, and effort. You're not dog-ass tired after this game. After any of these games, then you didn't give it all you had. So that's what it's about.
Just big stops in crunch time. I mean, we're in the year 2025 when offensive stats are inflated. And the Timberwolves, they've held the Lakers to 94.5 points in the first 2. But if you can match that intensity like the Lakers did, it was a season low 85 points for the Timberwolves on 38% from the field. For a Lakers team to come out there and do what they did defensively was incredibly impressive. And it just shows you that you don't need a center that plays all your minutes at that position when you are this aggressive on the defensive end. When you're getting into shooters, you're pushing them off the 3-point line, you're being physical, you're being relentless, you are being active, you're closing out. If the effort is there, the Lakers' top-end talent of Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves can change things. But here was JJ Redick talking about this style of play and embracing it, knowing it's going to be a physical series and that you are getting a rock fight from the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can sort of anticipate that, but we weren't ready for a rock fight to start Game 1. So I've seen enough of these and been in enough of these that you can have these low-scoring games and sort of low offensive output games that are really physical, and all of a sudden somebody starts making threes. There's a few turnovers that leads to a high transition half, and somebody scores 120. That's just kind of how basketball works. Every game is a little different, but I think the mentality for both teams is to have a rock fight.
Hey, if it's a rock fight, then you got to pick up those rocks and sling them, and you got to be out there and ready to do what they did. I certainly think that it was something that the Lakers knew they were going to get in Game 2. They know that you're not going to get the same level of shooting, the same efficiency, especially from beyond the arc, that the Timberwolves had in Game 1. So to come out there, Game 2, say, okay, we're ready to squabble. We're ready to get after it. They showed that this is not your West Coast, sunny palm trees, Rodeo Drive soft team. No, this is a Laker team that can win a game with grit, and that says a lot about Game 2. Now, I think that another thing that really, really stood out to me from yesterday was JJ Redick and the coaching job he did getting his guys ready, motivating his guys, but also schematically, just kind of some of the things they were doing out there on the court, especially with Luka Doncic and getting into the paint. When they put the ball on the deck and they get to the paint, that creates open looks. And we saw a lot of extra passes. Gabe Vincent made a big three in the corner in the first quarter, made a big three in the top of the key. You saw LeBron James showing that he can make mid-range shots, and that can be a weapon for them. Austin Reeves did not shoot well from beyond the arc, went 0 for 6 from downtown, but inside the paint, when he was creating, that is where he really stood out. So offensively, that's what it's all about. Defensively, we know it's efforts, being tenacious, it's rotating, it's communicating. But offensively, it's about let's get the ball to the paint, not always just hunt the mismatch, and then we can make those extra passes to get extra looks. Here was Luka Doncic just kind of talking about the Lakers win and just kind of the adjustments in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, they have a great team, so at some point they're going to make a run. Just the matter how we responded. We responded by being who we are, and I think, like I said, I think we responded very well. And from on, I mean, to win a game, scoring 13 points in the fourth quarter, it's not easy. It was from defense and then going on from there.
I love that you point that out. Hey, you're not always going to score 30 points a quarter and fill it up from beyond the arc and get whatever you want offensively. No, when you prove that you can win a game by going on a 6-minute drought in the fourth quarter and scoring just 13 points, it tells you that, hey, we are rock fight certified. I think if you're a Lakers fan, if you watch this team for your whole life, you know that last night was one of those games where you're up 11, but it felt like you're up 1. It felt like that lead was not in double digits because of how quickly the Timberwolves could get back into the game. And quite frankly, just how out of gas the Lakers were at the end of that one. But offensively, in the first half, Luka Doncic absolutely set the tone. Luka Doncic in that first half went out there, put this team on his back offensively. LeBron and Austin Reeves are still kind of figuring things out offensively, but Luka, he's been tremendous in these first 2 games scoring wise. In the first half, 22 points, 5 boards, 5 assists. First player with a 25-5 half in the playoffs since Joker last season. First player with a 25-5 half since Joker last season. That's how good Luka Doncic was. And the first 2 playoff games, 68 points. 68 points in his first 2 games as a Laker. And like I pointed out, it's getting to the paint and making things happen. That is the strategy for the Lakers. Here was Luka talking about the offense and just being aggressive, getting to the paint, and creating those open opportunities.
I think when we touch the paint, a lot of great things happen. Gets them in the blender, and we just got to do that more. Obviously we talk about it. Got to touch the paint no matter what. So that's what we're trying to do more, and I think we can still do a lot more than that. Yeah, I think like when you asked me about the paint, when we touch the paint, it's a lot of openings, and like I said, we got to do that more. And I think we shared the ball great today, and we got to keep doing that.
I mean, you saw Dorian Finney-Smith scoring on a nice back cut. Rui Hachimura scoring on a nice back cut, getting to the rim. Guys slashing, being aggressive, not just sitting out in front of the three-point line waiting for a shot and looking at Luka Doncic. No, there was ball movement, there was cuts, the offense was better. And then how about Rui Hachimura? Let's talk some Rui. I think he's the unsung hero from last night's game for the Lakers. Rui Hachimura, if you look at his line, doesn't blow your mind. 34 minutes, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block, 4 of 9 from the field, 0 for 2 from beyond the arc, made all 3 of his free throws. But the 3-point numbers for both teams weren't pretty. But Rui, he didn't knock one down, but he made clutch baskets, especially around the rim, and defensively, he was all over the place. And he also took a hit to the face, and J.J. Redick said he was going to get some x-rays after the game. But here was J.J. Redick talking about Rui Hachimura and how impactful his performance was last night.
Yeah, he played like a warrior tonight. I'm sure that he's probably in the x-ray room right now. But he did a lot of really good things. I think when we watched the tape, there was a few plays that he made, just getting deflections and disrupting plays, leading to late shot clock possessions for them. Some plays at the rim, that don't show up in the box score, but he was awesome tonight.
Awesome tonight. I'm giving him an A because defensively, he was exactly what they needed, gave them clutch baskets when they needed, and I just love the fact that he was playing through getting banged in the face like that. So I love to see that. How about JJ Redick? There was a moment where JJ Redick, he comes out and he lights his team up because he was not liking what he was seeing on the floor. Here was JJ Redick, and this fires you up, makes you want to run through a brick wall. Long sleeve JJ Redick with the sleeve tattoos, the black padded Lakers long sleeve, just running out onto the court and letting his guys know that he was not appreciating their effort and their execution in the moment.
SoundCloud.
JJ was heated. What? Jesus effing Christ. Not afraid to go at his guys to expect more. And JJ talked about that after the game, that really it wasn't a completely out of left field moment, right? I mean, it's something that he does occasionally. And he said that's just coaching. So give him credit, because that is the kind of coach that the Lakers need. A guy that wants it. A guy that's had success at every level. Duke, the NBA, podcasting, broadcasting. Say what you want about JJ Redick. The man's a winner. And to do what he did in year one for this team, get them to 50 wins and a 3 seed, it shows you that this guy is not satisfied, that he's not leaning on the success of what happened at Duke, what happened with the Magic, the Clippers, and the NBA, that he knows that there's a lot of pressure to win as the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. And I think if you're JJ Redick, you have shown that you're not afraid to go at LeBron. You're not afraid to have difficult conversations with Luka and Austin Reeves. He's the alpha. He is the man out there that's making adjustments, that wants it, that's fired, that doesn't sleep. This dude's got it, man. He has got it. He is an elite head coach. If I could have any coach for the Lakers right now, you give me any head coach in basketball, Dan Hurley, Joe Mazzulla, I don't care. I would pick JJ Redick. If you're doing a head coach's draft right now, I would take JJ Redick over any head coach in basketball, because he's the perfect fit. Not only do I think he has it from an X's and O's standpoint, a motivation standpoint, a fire standpoint, I also think he's got it. He's got charisma. Just look at that. Going onto the court, double-digit lead, saying Jesus effing Christ, looking furious, and then you juxtapose that with what we saw from Darvin Ham. Look at what Darvin Ham was doing with this Lakers squad.
Don't settle. Go hard on them dudes. Everybody's trying to play the right way. Salute. Be aggressive.
That is terrible, man. That is really awful. Darvin Ham, man. Hands in his pockets. Just going from Darvin Ham to JJ Redick so far. And look, the truth is Darvin Ham took that team to the Western Conference Finals. So we'll see if JJ Redick can do the same thing. But I definitely think it's a major, major upgrade. A major, major upgrade. It's like going from Delonte West to LeBron James. I mean, this is a major, major upgrade for the Lakers to have a guy in place that looks like he's going to be the future star head coach. And to have a star head coach for the Lakers is a big deal. So, yeah, just cool seeing the emotion that he showed. Now, let's get into the player grades from yesterday. And we'll run down this, and we'll start with let's start with LeBron James. LeBron, 21 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 8 of 19 from the field. So not very efficient. You want to see better scoring. He's not hitting his 3 right now. The legs look tired, especially late in the second half. But I think a lot of it has to do with his responsibilities defensively and what he has to do for this team to compete. He goes 1 for 5 from 3, 4 for 4 from the charity stripe. The Lakers are a +9 with him out there. But one, he was a lot better than he was in game 1 offensively. And I think that for him, he's got to do a lot with this team not having a big man. And I think you're going to sacrifice point total for defensive effort. And then he made the play of the game, in my estimation, when he stole the ball from Anthony Edwards and made that layup in transition. So LeBron James, he gets an A- just because of how good he is. Yes, he's 40. He's not washed. He is not washed. There is some gas left in the tank. There is some gas left in the tank. Is it a quarter full? Is it an eighth full? We don't know, but there is still some gas in the tank. And that car is a Bugatti, right? That car is a supercar for a superstar. It's just trying to extract as much of what you can get out of LeBron James. And I think that that's why if I'm LeBron, I'm absolutely emptying the tank. I would sacrifice years of my career now. Like, you've done the Bronny thing. You've got the most points. You're first in essentially every single category there is. But if I'm LeBron James, what I'm doing in this situation is I'm saying, I've got prime Luka. I've got Austin Reeves. Yes, I don't have a big man, but I want to go for broke this year because I don't know what's going to happen next year. There's just so many things that can go right, so many things that can go wrong. But the truth is, right now, you're a 3 seed in the West with a chance to compete. So I give LeBron James an A-. Jackson Hayes, I give an F. The guy's unplayable. I mean, at this point, I'd rather see Bronny James out there than Jackson Hayes. I'm only joking. I mean, Bronny's impact on this team is undeniable. But Jackson Hayes, a no-show. If you've seen Jackson Hayes, please return to Crypto.com Arena or the Lakers practice facility in El Segundo. Austin Reeves, 43 minutes, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 of 14 from the field, 0 for 6 from beyond the arc. Made both his free throws. The Lakers are a +8 with him out there. Now, the jumper is not there from beyond the arc, but I like the fact that he wasn't settling. He was getting into the paint. We saw some really nice mid-range shots. We saw that nice bucket he made late going up against Rudy Gobert. Gets the quick first step, makes the right-handed layup off the glass, and he's yelling, "You can't effing guard me." So he's still got the fire. He's still got the confidence. And at some point, that 3-point shot is going to start falling, and then you're going to get the best version of Austin Reeves. So, yeah, he missed a lot of threes early in this one, but then he kind of switched it up where he was more aggressive, started getting to the rim. Room for improvement. I'm giving him a B. Luka Doncic. I just want to say, I love Luka Doncic on the Lakers. Like, I wish I was a 13-year-old kid with Luka Doncic posters on my wall that got to live through the whole Lakers fanboy experience growing up with Luka Doncic as the Lakers superstar. The guy's great. The guy does things and makes shots that no one else makes. That 18-foot bank shot that he made late, I mean, just getting into the paint, fall-away jumpers, deep threes, the ability to create. He goes 31 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 block, 9 for 20 from the field, 2 of 8 from beyond the arc, made all 11 of his free throws, was a +12 for the Lakers in 42 minutes. And I think the big key, 9 assists. Had 1 assist in game 1, a much more concerted effort to get his teammates going, and he did that. And he targeted big men and Rudy Gobert. He targeted them in the switches, but that didn't always just end up in him shooting. That also ended up him making the extra pass. You saw guys get open looks because of it. So I think that that's kind of the big thing. Just because you get the switch doesn't mean that you got to go up and take that shot. Could also lead to a pass that gets to an open look. We saw that. So he gets an A for me. Luka Doncic, incredible. Dorian Finney-Smith, much better game for DFS. 7 points, 5 rebounds. Not an incredible point total, but 3 for 6. Made a 3, was a +5. There's a couple 3-pointers for him that he got open. He did hit one of them, but it's still there. I give him a B on the night. Gabe Vincent, 6 points, 1 assist. Like, by the way, all these are skewed because the Lakers scored less than 100 points. Let's not forget that. 6 points was like 16 for the normal NBA. Gabe Vincent, 6 points, 1 assist, 1 block, and great defense. I mean, he was protecting the rim. He was blocking shots. He's got blocked shots in the first 2 games of this series. And he was one of the only players that was having a shooting rhythm in the first half. Didn't have it in the second half, but it was big in the first half. Then Jared Vanderbilt, not crazy impact from him, but it was good to see him go out there and help this team defensively. And I think JJ Redick also gets an A for me. I think having his guys ready to go. Let's be honest with you, this series would have been over had they lost game 2. But they go out there, they get the win. He mixed things up defensively. You didn't allow the open threes. You contested everything. You were big and physical. And I think that he gets an A for me. So Celebrity Row was interesting yesterday. We had Macaulay Culkin and his wife. They got a little special gift from the Laker girls. We got that. Yeah, there was it was pretty awesome. You had Jack Black in attendance. Kevin Gates was sitting there, even though he had just ripped on LeBron James. How is can Kevin Gates afford courtside seats? Like, I remember when they were actual celebrities. I mean, Jack Black's a celebrity. Kevin Gates is not a celebrity to me. Kevin Gates.
He got 2 phones, Doug. What you mean?
I don't care if he had 10 phones and a big brick phone from the 80s and a Motorola Razr. I don't care if he has the iPhone 20 and it hasn't come out yet. I mean, Kevin Gates. I mean, give me like Kevin Hart. Give me Kevin Garnett. Give me Kevin Bacon. I mean, there's like 50 Kevins that are more famous than him. And yeah, I'm surprised that LeBron James should have had that dude banned. You come at the king, you best not miss. Who's his chick though? Any news? What's up with her? I mean,
she's looking kind of nice though. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
yeah, Kevin Gates, man. I don't know. Who else do we have? I mean, you also had, you had Dustin Hoffman was in attendance. I mean, the typical crowd was there. But the Celebrity Row at Laker games, we need to. I think a lot of people criticize the Laker crowd because I don't know if you saw this. Let's go to the memes here. The Laker crowd was not wearing the t-shirts, and they had these towels on the seats, and people are criticizing that. They were the white towels. You didn't see the t-shirts, but here's the thing: like, they don't wear the t-shirts anymore, and it's the Lakers game. Say what you want. The lower bowl, you got a lot of rich people. A lot of people there to be seen, people that are there wearing all their nice designer clothes. And yes, the truth of the matter is the fans that are sitting in the lower bowl of Laker games represent like 0.1% of Lakers fans. That's just the truth, right? So why give out the t-shirts if they're not going to wear them anyway? They don't want to put it over their Louis Vuitton and their Balenciaga, whatever the hell it is they're wearing. Why give it out anyway? And then I can use the towels. The Lakers, I would say, like, when it comes to like LA sports, like the home atmosphere at a Dodger game compared to the home atmosphere at a Laker game, it's not even close. And crypto can start rocking for sure, especially in the later rounds, but it's not close. It's definitely like you're kind of at a little outdoor jazz festival compared to like seeing like Travis Scott at Coachella or something. Like it's not the same environment.
It's really not, Doug. And it is the wealth gap kind of situation that plays a big part into it. That's why I personally like going to Clippers game. I'm a Laker fan my whole life, but Clippers games, they're affordable. The people are actually there to actually buy merch. So it's like, it kind of feels like a little bit of a different vibe with the Clippers,
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, the thing is, you go to that Clipper game and you look up at the rafters and I don't see any banners. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that I think it's missing if you're a Clippers fan. But for me, I don't mind I don't even need them to go crazy. I mean, the Lakers, but here's the thing. My whole thing with the Lakers crowd is the Knicks crowd, like those people are wealthy too. Like those people have money too, just like the Lakers crowd. but the MSG crowd is way more lit than Crypto.com Arena, especially in the lower bowl. So Lakers fans, celebrities, I know a lot of you guys probably can name like one or two players tops, and I get that. LeBron James and Luka and whatever, but I want to see a better crowd from the Lakers moving forward. I mean, I don't know what they have to do. I don't know if you saw the Thunder games, they give out t-shirts, and when the fans are sitting in the chairs before the games, the Jumbotron shows the fan and tells the fan to put the t-shirt on, which is crazy. But I saw this too. This was a great.
I was going to say, it's a good fan right here. It's an enthusiastic fan in the background.
Yeah, go back to that. That's a happy fan for sure. I think that this looks awesome. You see the black, it fits so well. And then you see the Lakers logo and you see the intensity and how they're looking. And they this is a regal mystique having person. And he's been big. He's been absolutely big for this organization. Of course, I'm talking about JJ Redick. I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, you got JJ Redick in the fold here. And yeah, I mean, he's looking like Batman kind of standing on a building or something. I mean, that is, if he's going to have his statue, that's got to be the JJ Redick statue, looking serious. And yeah, I mean, he's got his, you know, he has one big and he got two bigs right there, but that is going to do it for this episode of The Big Lead. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. And until next time, I'm out.